This is E-Radio.
It is Friday the 23rd of April and you're listening to Plugged In with your host Samantha de Bruin. I am now back in the mother city of South Africa, and that is Cape Town, after road tripping from Jeffreys Bay, where last week I was joined by Cole Olivia, and he gave us such an incredible live performance of songs off his upcoming album, his debut album actually. And along this road trip that I did, which is actually one of my absolute favorite things to do, went through the garden route. And it is one of the most visited places in South Africa, consisting of about 7 to 8 different towns, each so unique. And I must just say that we really do live in such a beautiful country. But I am now back, possibly for indefinitely, still deciding whether Dargle's going to keep me right there or if I'm going to make the trek back to the city that I used to live in. But being here working with my artist really has got my heart fired up to come back to this beautiful city. Last week was a beautiful week for the Sam Management Agency as well, in a personal capacity, where I had 5 of my very, very dear artists put on a show at Cafe Rue, and that consisted of Chris Verga, Carla Conrad, Bradley Knight, Amy Tjasink, and Shen FM. A lot of these videos will be put up on my page, which is at Plugged In with Samantha de Bruin, for you to see exactly what the show was about. And like every week, I've got the Sam Management Agency gig guide. So in KZN, we have Matt Gardner at Waxy's from 7 p.m. on Friday, and on Sunday, he's at Stoker's from 1 p.m. And we come straight back to Cape Town, and we've got at Kleine Zelza from 6 p.m. Check out all of these details on my Facebook page for you to go and check out some incredible live music. So last week we had Cole Olivia play live on the show, and I really, really loved the entire experience. So I decided to pull 2 of my favorite artists. I cannot be biased, even though one is giving me the eyes, claiming that she is the favorite. And I'm going to base today's show around the beauty of songwriting and how every artist has got a different process in which it happens. I, for one, would love to be able to just write songs. Terrible at it. So I decide to manage artists so I can just live through them. So today I am joined by the insanely talented Bradley Knight, the sassy and very talented Amy Tjasink, which is definitely a show favorite. And we're going to be dissecting the way that they write songs, as well as having them perform a duet of a track that they sang at last week's performance. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Knight. Thank you for making the time to be here with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be back, Sam.
So to set the scene, we are sitting in Amy Tjasink's house here in the city bowl of Cape Town, surrounded by skyscrapers on the one side and a beautiful view on the other. And today, like I mentioned, we're going to be speaking about the different processes of songwriting. So I reached out to Brad, as he is one of my artists here in Cape Town, and thought that I would pull him into this session because upon working with him, which is still fairly quite new, couple months, as we have released his debut single Lost, which has just done so incredibly well since the release. And I wanted to pick his brain about his processes on writing songs, because every single artist has a different way that they get a final product. Brad, where does the songwriting process start with you?
For me, I actually do things a little bit backwards. I don't have much of a music theory background. I didn't study music at school. I still don't know the scales or anything like that, but I do love chords. I love jamming and just, exploring the guitar and piano. And I usually sit there until I found a melody that evokes some form of emotion. And then I'll sit with that for a while and I'll play that over and over again, and then I'll start rambling random words and melodies on top of that, and usually a word would pop out. Like that Limbo track, for instance, that's going to be releasing next. Limbo just started playing, the melody started coming into my head, and I felt that emotion from the chords, and then unpacked it into a song after that. So for me, it's not kind of like, cool, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write this in G sharp major, and we're going to have this many chords, and we're going to go into a bridge. It's all about the emotional connection with the track.
That is beautiful, because I know that some artists would almost like find a word, attach themselves to a word, and then almost build a song around that. So for you, that it's emotion driven, which can really be felt in all of your music. Like I've said, from day one, you can actually feel what you are feeling, and it's piercing. It really is. The first time I listened to Lost, completely blown away, completely and utterly blown away. And I have said this to pretty much everyone that I've met, that I've spoken about you, that it is the first debut single that I have received that I had nothing to change or say about making changes. Perfect, absolute perfection. And spending some time with you now in Cape Town, I've come to realize that that is who you are, an absolute perfectionist in life, in your music and everything that you do, and you carry it so well though, like almost like elegantly, you know. And I know it's a weird word to attach to a guy.
I love that,
but
I'll take that.
It's this elegant way that you carry yourself, and the way your music just transports, you know, through the listener. It's, jeez, I'm in awe of what you do. And then you it's not just about your production, then all of a sudden your vocals land on the ear, and you're just like, what was that? It's like pitch perfect. There's no auto-tune or anything like that. And I saw you perform for the very first time when you did a live performance on Espresso. And that is the confidence I had in you, where it was, I hadn't seen you perform before, but I had booked you to do your debut TV.
On live TV.
On live TV, not having seen you perform before.
Thrown
And that
straight
there,
into
right
the deep
there, is
end.
my reputation. Yes, you were thrown into the deep end. These videos are on YouTube. All you need to do is put into YouTube Espresso Bradley Knight, and you can either listen to Lost, Limbo, or an insane cover of Tina Turner's Simply the Best, which Brad and Amy Tjasink will be doing a little bit of a duet later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. But Brad, your process with Lost, was it very similar to Limbo?
Yes, those two tracks actually were within the same month. And that's where I got the whole idea for Limbo as an EP. It was that first lockdown period. I remember being very frustrated that I wasn't writing or creating anything, and kind of questioning, like there was so much uncertainty and anxiety in the world. And then I sat down and I just started playing around with my guitar, and like I said, that Limbo melody popped in, and that's where I got the whole theme. That very dreamy, melancholic, like I just wanted to replicate exactly what I was feeling, because at the same time, I was looking out at this beautiful sunset, and even though I was feeling all these intense emotions on the inside, there was still beauty and awe around me. So I wanted to combine both of those into something that was like pleasant to listen to, but also, reflecting that inner turmoil that I was in. Those two came up pretty organically within that time.
If you want to listen to the studio version of Lost, all you need to do is head over to Spotify, Apple Music, or whichever is your chosen digital streaming platform, and type in Lost by Bradley Knight, and you will hear exactly what it is we are speaking about. But I actually want to just throw it right out there. Can you do like an a cappella version just of like the chorus of Lost, or a part of the track, so people can just really see that your studio version is just as perfect as you live?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Does I get a guitar?
No, just straight a cappella right now. I'm like,
get lost, baby, 'cause I wanna break the rules tonight. Let's get a little crazy. Set this roof on fire.
wow.
Put me on the spot there.
Man, I did put you on the spot. But that is how good you are, that you are able just to put it right out there and you know, you feel it. Every time you sing it, you feel it. And it's special. Don't ever lose that. But now what I want to do is give you a moment to pick up your guitar and for you to play us Limbo.
Let's do it.
I'm in limbo, tied by a tether, got my eyes closed. I'm feeling weathered, I've been dreaming of better days, they got me feeling. I lost my way, it's like a nightmare, where you're trying to run, staying right there, battling to overcome the need to move your feet. Beauty's lost on me. Got these eyes but I can't see through the filter glare. This plastic atmosphere. Patient though I've been, I give it my everything to break out this mode. But I'm stuck here in limbo, 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 limbo. Limbo, 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 limbo. I'm passing time, just hanging out upon the line to try discovering things about myself that I never thought I'd find. Contemplating every moment that it's been, I've seen changing the way that I deal with those things that haunt my dreams. Beauty's lost on me. Got these eyes but I can't see through the filtered glare. This plastic atmosphere. Patient though I've been, I'll give it my everything to break out this mode. But I'm stuck here in limbo, 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 limbo. I'm in limbo, 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 limbo. I'm in limbo.
If you have just tuned in, you're listening to Plugged In with your host, Samantha de Bruin, and that beautiful live performance was Bradley Knight's sophomore single titled Limbo, which will be released in the next 2 to 3 months. He was joined by Amy Tjasink on harmonies, and they will be doing a cover of Tina Turner's Simply the Best later on in the show, so keep tuned in for that. But right now, I want to go and unpack the way Limbo was written. What were the processes around you creating that song?
So Limbo was an interesting one. Like I said earlier, I don't really have much of a theory background, and also I don't really like to keep things rigid in their structure. I'd rather go along with like an emotional flow of a piece. So this one was during lockdown, and I had this kind of melody in my head where it just fluctuated between that chord and this, and then it started like.
So did you actually have the melody in your head before picking up the guitar, and then you kind of just like went and started strumming on the guitar?
Yeah, this chord, I mean, it's just so soothing, and then going from here, I started just playing that, and then I was like, oof, you know, that had an emotion.
Exactly.
It had that feeling, and then, you know, being in where I was, and it was a sunset at the time, and then the whole melody that popped into my head was
Wow.
And then, you know, I'm thinking, you know, this is engaging emotions within me at the time, and I really felt like I was at a place of in-between, you know, like being stuck in lockdown. You feel like in this limbo, and as soon as that word hit,
yes,
I knew it had to be, you know, limbo, limbo. And I knew that was just the hook. It was no like chorus, no like other words.
Man.
It's just limbo. And then I sat with that and I thought, what's the next step then? I need a verse. Then I thought, I love that feeling. Let me just carry the verse with the same chord. So that's when, it was, I'm in limbo, tied by a tether, got my eyes closed. I'm feeling weird, I've been dreaming. That kind of melody came up for the verse. And then it would go back into limbo. Limbo. So it's all this kind of like soothing, slow kind of sunset, chill
Absolutely.
track.
It's definitely what I picked up even in your debut single right now, Lost, which is available right now, Bradley Knight Lost, Spotify, Apple Music, all your digital streaming platforms, is that song also has that soothing feeling to it. Mm. And I can sense that is almost like a theme that's going to be running through your upcoming EP. And
absolutely.
I cannot wait for Limbo to be available for everyone to listen to the actual studio version of it. It's unreal, absolutely unreal. So Brad, thank you so much for playing this for us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to release all the rest with everyone.
Definitely. We are now going to be joined by Amy Tjasink, and Bradley and her are going to be doing Tina Turner's Simply the Best, and this is a version you never would have heard.
Call you when I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me, wild and wild. You come to me, give me everything that I need. Give me a lifetime of promises, world of dreams. Speak a language of love, like you know what it means. And I can't be wrong. Make my heart and make it strong. Simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I'd ever met. Stuck on your heart, hang on every word you say, tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be there. In your heart I see the stars, every night and every day. In your eyes I get lost, get washed away. Just as long as you're here in my arms, I can be in no better place. Simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I'd ever met. Stuck on your heart, hang on every word you say, tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be dead. Simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I'd ever met. Stuck on your heart, hang on every word you say, tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be there. Simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I'd ever met. Stuck on your heart, hang on every word you say, tear us apart. Baby, I would rather be there. Simply the best.
Wow. That was absolutely unreal. So Bradley and Amy did this song live for the first time last week to a very, very hungry audience. The moment this song started, they were being feasted on. They really were being feasted on, and I cannot wait to share the video of their performance on my Facebook page, which is at Plugged In with Samantha de Bruin. Brad, thank you so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate it, and thank you for blessing all the listeners with your vocals.
Absolutely welcome, Sam. Thanks so much for having me.
I now have the sass queen, Amy Tjasink, sitting in front of me, holding her beautiful Fender guitar, and we are going to unpack one of her songs that she has actually just written. So Amy is a versatile artist. She is able to go from producing and creating these insane EDM tracks, but her heart is most definitely for country music. And her dream is to go to Nashville to record her country album. But this is really is an artist that is so versatile in her vocal abilities to mold it into the genre and make it work. Amy, once again, you know that you are a huge favorite in the show. You basically mention almost every single episode. So welcome to the show once again.
Thank you so much for having me, Sam.
Anytime. You know, last week, Amy put together this incredible show at Cafe Roo here in Cape Town. And I sat watching her perform with literally tears in my eyes, because this is a girl who deserves so much more than just to be here in South Africa. This is an artist of international standard. And our goal, me as her manager and her agent, is to get her to Nashville to produce this country album of hers. So what we're going to do is we're going to chat about your song that you wrote a couple weeks ago, titled Freebird. How did that song come about?
So basically what happened is I'm mainly actually a songwriter. That's my favorite thing that I love to do. And what happened was I got contacted by a girl, and she really wanted me to write a song for the two of us to sing. So she came over to my house, and you know, we were basically looking up what's on the KFM Top 40 at the moment. And
so KFM is one of the biggest radio stations here in the mother city of South Africa, Cape Town. Continue.
So we were basically like listening to the songs that were on there, and it was all like mostly like dance tracks, EDM tracks. And we heard a song that would be, she wanted to do something more country, sing something more country, but also pop. So I was like, okay, we were going through the top 40, and then we heard that 10,000 Hour song that features Justin Bieber.
Yes.
So I was literally like, okay, cool. Well, what are the chords for that song? And so I basically looked it up. I'm going to play that in a different key now. So when you hear the chords of the songs, it basically goes in a progression, which is like this. I got 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Da 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 on that sweetheart of yours. So we already knew that we wanted to do kind of a feel that had this And then I was kind of thinking, okay, but what do we want to sing about? Like, you know, it was originally written to be a duet, but then I was like, oh my gosh, no, I love this song. And I thought, okay, well, what actually really means something to me? And it was music, you know, like through this lockdown and through all these things, like what does a musician truly, truly, truly want? And everyone will say, it's for the music, it's for the music. But for me, of course, it's about the music. That's a given. That's what I do. But I want to be heard. Like, that's what I want. I want people to hear my songs, hear my voice. I want to be on that stage with thousands of people loving the music. That's what I want. And I think not enough musicians are willing to claim that and be like, yes, I do want to be famous. I do want my songs heard. I want thousands of people singing with me.
And singing back to you when you're on that stage.
Yes. So I was like, and I often tell this joke at my shows, but a lot of people actually don't know it. But if you watch like modern pop culture movies, people always shout out when a band plays, like, play Free Bird. And Free Bird is a song by Leonard Skinner. And that's the same writer that wrote Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes.
And basically people would always request this song. And I was like, yo, imagine being as famous as a song.
Wow. How's that for a concept, right?
Yeah. So then I came up with the chorus. I was like, I want to be like Freebird. I want to be as famous as a song. And I was like, oh my word, that's the lyric. So then I took the guitar and I went and I basically played it and I started humming and I was like trying to think, okay, I know that I want to say I want to be like Freebird. So I was like, I wanna be like Freebird. I wanna have my voice heard. I wonder what it'd be like to be famous like a song. And it literally just poured out of me like that. Because I'm not a writer that writes my chords first or my words first. I kind of write it at the same time.
Okay. It almost just flows straight
immediately.
through.
It like comes through me all at the same time.
But you see, this is almost like the difference between you and Bradley Knight, is that you've been in the industry for a lot longer than what he has. He mentioned that when he writes lyrics, it's like an emotion that drives certain words to come out, for him to vocalize those. And you have been blessed with opportunities of going to songwriting camps internationally, working with some of the best songwriters in the world, and you have drawn inspiration from them, and you're constantly evolving as an artist, learning from people that are, I wouldn't say better than you, but are more well known, that have got a bigger scope right now. And that is something that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily know about you when they're watching you perform, is how hard you work. There is nothing you don't do to make sure that you are able to sing, that people can listen to your music. For those that don't know this, Amy even went and got a job as a real estate agent just to fund her music career. Because here in South Africa, we are still under a lockdown and there are so many restrictions for live music and for artists to perform. But that has not stopped Amy at all. She really is the hardest working woman and artist that I know, and it really is an honor to work with you, to see your passion basically just, it's like a bubble around you. Where you go, this passion walks with you. And I am so blessed to go on this journey with you, to see other people receive you the way that I have. And every single time I watch you perform, as you do right now in front of me, it's like watching you for the very first time. And I promise you, I'm just like filled with goosebumps now, because I see people's reactions when they see you perform for the first time, and how their heads turn if they weren't necessarily looking at you, and they're like, wow, those vocals are absolutely unreal. And there's so much, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like so much love and hope and faith and everything that you do and in your music, and people feel it. They really do. You draw people in, and that is why you've got this fan base that rallies around you when you do have these shows here in Cape Town or wherever they may be. And I just want the world to know, and for every listener listening to the show today, that you deserve so much more than what you have right now. And I know that God is going to open up these doors for you, and we're going to make it happen. We're going to get you to Nashville. Anyone listening to the show that possibly has a way to get Amy Tjasink to Nashville, just connect with me on social media at Plugged In with Samantha de Bruin, or find Amy Tjasink on her social media. It's at Amy Tjasink, and let's get this girl to Nashville.
Yes.
Yes. So now I want you to just play a bit more of the process and where you are right now with the song.
With Freebird?
Yes.
So I would say the song is nearly finished. I feel like a song is only finished once you record it properly. So this is an unreleased song. And yeah, do you want me to play the whole song, or must I just continue the writing process?
Just continue like the writing process, and then we'll get into you actually playing the song, because I know that people are super intrigued.
I knew I had a chorus, and my chorus was this message of, I want to be like Freebird, I want to have my voice heard, I wonder what it would be like to be as famous as a song. And then I was like, okay, cool. So when you go and you write a chorus, that's your main message of the song. But then when you're writing your verses, you need to explain your heart. You need to explain how you got there. So I was like, oh, okay. I have dreams. I work hard so I can get what I want to get.
Yes,
that was
girl.
the opening line for my song. So I literally was like, I thought, okay, well, the 10,000 Hours song keeps the same chord, so so I was like, I have dreams, I work hard, oh, I won't get what I want to get. And then I was like, okay, so I work really hard so that I can get what I want to get. And I'm like, well, I'm working hard for my whole life, but it just feels like I'm never getting what I want to get. So I was like, okay, what's a metaphor for like a really difficult journey? I was like, okay, like climbing a mountain. Then I was like, the mountain is so steep. And then I was like, okay, cool, now I need a rhyme. Will I ever reach the peak? So then that's how I followed. So I was like, the mountain seems so steep. Will I ever reach the peak? Okay.
Wow.
And then I thought, okay, what do I think of when I get to the peak? And I'm like, I have like visions. I see myself being like this amazing rock star. So I was like, okay, I'm just actually just going to say that. I'm just going to be literal.
Absolutely.
Like, I have visions. I see myself at the center of the crowd. The screaming of my name, and it echoes
Preach it,
loud.
sister. Preach it.
You know? And like I wanted to paint this picture like where you can see it.
Yes.
I'm at the center of the crowd. People are screaming my name. They're calling for a song, and it just echoes loud, and you just see cell phone lights across a sea of black.
Wow.
And that's what I thought of with that song. You know, and then I was like, I think the next part of the song, I was like, okay, well, I need something to kind of lead me onto the song. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna, it needs to be like a melody, which is like, ooh la la, ooh, do, do. Like, do, 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 do. And then I was like, I don't even need lyrics. I'm just gonna be like, ooh la 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 la, ooh la la. Just like singing, like, because the whole song is about singing and listening to my voice. And I was just thinking, I'm going to be completely literal and simplistic in my writing, because sometimes less is more. 100% less is more. And that's how I came up with the pre-chorus. And yeah, like it just all came together. So I had this verse, this pre-chorus and this chorus, and it was amazing. And I was like, okay, this song, I'm envisioning it sounding quite country on that stage, and there needs to be, I remember watching this movie when I was younger, and it had Gwyneth Paltrow as the singer, and the movie was called Country Strong. Yes. And there was this song, it was the song that was called Country Strong, and I just remember how she looked, and there was just this particular vocal riff that she did, and it was like na, 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 na. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna just incorporate this. I don't care if I have to pay a copyright, because it has to be in this song. So I was like, okay, where can I put that in? I can put it in as a bridge. So I was like, be famous like a, and if I want to sing the note song, I could sing it over a major song, but if you play it over a minor note, like song, it's so much more like emotional and sad. So absolutely. I was like, song, and it just worked so well. And when I put this all together, I knew I had a song. And yeah, this is quite possibly one of my favorite songs, because I honestly mean every word that I'm singing, and it's about me, and it's not about love or loving somebody else or
Yeah,
about being
absolutely.
wronged in any way. It's just
Yeah.
about what I truly want. And yeah, very excited about it.
Amy, sitting here seeing the smile on your face when you are speaking not only about the song but about your dream. There's this fire inside of you and this light in your eyes. And I pray that you never lose that you continue to go after your dream and make all of it come true. So I want to ask you to please play as much of the song that you have written so far for everyone to listen to it and to come on this journey with you.
Amazing. I will gladly play it.
I have dreams, I work hard, or I won't get what I wanna get. And the mountains seem so steep, but will I ever reach the peak? I have visions, I see myself at the center of the crowd, with the calling of my name, and it echoes loud, singing ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la, ooh la la, yeah. I wanna be like free bird. I wanna have my voice heard. I wonder what it'd be like to be famous like a song. I wanna be like free bird. I wanna have my voice heard. I wonder what it'd be like to be famous like a song. Yeah, yeah. I have a dream, I work hard, or I won't get what I wanna get. When the mountains seem so steep, will I ever reach the peak? I have visions, I see myself at the center of the crowd, with the calling of my name, and it echoes loud, singing ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. Yeah, ooh la 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 la, ooh la la, yeah. I wanna be like free bird. I wanna have my voice heard. I wonder what it'd be like to be famous like a song. I wanna be like free bird. I wanna have my voice heard. I wonder what it'd be like to be famous like a song. Yeah, be famous like a song. Yeah, na 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 na. Be famous like a song.
If you have just tuned in, you are listening to Plugged In with your host Samantha de Bruin, and that was Amy Tjasink live performing an upcoming single titled Freebird. And this song is all about making it out there, getting to Nashville to record this song and her country album. Amy, that was seriously next level and possibly my favorite song that you have written. So thank you for sharing that with us and for unpacking the way that you wrote that song. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
But then I'm going to just put you on the spot. So the moment Amy walks through the door when she gets home from work is she picks up this guitar. And let me just tell you, this guitar is almost the same size as her. She is this small little sassy ball of almost like perfection, actually. You're this queen. You're the sass queen, almost the same size as your Fender guitar here. And she just picks it up and just is always strumming along. So 2 days ago, she sends me a voice note of a song that she just wrote just right there to also feature on this country album of hers. I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you just to play it for us. And she's now played it for a couple people, and everyone is like, where did this come from? Or who is the song about? Because for those that don't know, is Amy has just gotten married. A month ago today, not today, a month ago, 2 days ago, you had just gotten married. Congrats again for that. And so this song that she put together is most definitely not about her brand new hubby, but she's got this alter ego that I'm going to let you share with all the listeners.
What's the favorite song?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll chat about it. Well, first tell us about this alter ego that you have.
So, I've got this alter ego because I'm quite a sweet person. Like, without
really
sounding
is.
funny, like I'm a pushover. I'm a people pleaser. And then I've just got this other side to me that just wants to like stick it to the man, you know, and like wants to be like badass.
Absolutely.
And it's just this little side of me that just wants to come through every now and again. And it's the other me. It's the other me that's writing the song. 'Cause like Sam says, like, who's the song about? I'm like, no one. And they're like, are you sure? I was like, yep. No one.
And that is the beauty about music and you being a artist is that you are able to express whatever you want through your music.
I know. I love it. I really love it.
And no one can stop you
And I
from
can be
doing
sass
it.
queen.
Absolutely. She really is sass queen. Okay, let us play this track. Well, number one, have you titled it anything?
I
Not
think
yet.
I'm going to call it like Things About You.
Cool.
And the whole vision for the song was basically you know when you with somebody and they're trying to tell you all the things you're doing wrong,
Yes.
and I'm like, you really seriously think I haven't made a list about you, about all the things you do wrong? And that's literally just what the song's about. It's like, okay, cool, you want to tell me how to be well, let me just open my bag and just take out my list. Let's talk, let's have a chat.
Absolutely. So now let's hear this list.
Okay.
I wrote a list of things that I don't like about you. I wrote a list of things that I don't like about you. You act weird, you talk funny. I hate it when you call me honey. I wrote a list of things that I don't like about you. Don't like it when you sit me down. Don't like it when you tell me how to act out there, how to wear my hair. Well, you don't know everything, so I wrote a list of things that I don't like about you. Don't like it when you sit me down. Don't like it when you tell me how. Don't like it when you sit me down. No, I don't like it. How to wear my hair, what to do out there, yeah. And you don't know everything. I wrote a list of things I don't like about you, yeah. Na 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 na.
So that's all I've got right now, but it's gonna be a hit song, I'm telling you right now.
I know this too. It's going to be unreal. But it's such a fun song for you to perform as well. Especially like that little stop in playing and like, I don't like it.
I really don't like it. You don't know me. You can't sit with us.
So for those wanting some more of Amy Tjasink, she has quite a few singles that she has released, which are available on Spotify, Apple Music, or your chosen streaming platform. Amy, thank you for being on my show again today.
Thank you for having me.
It was such a fun segment that we did there, and I can't wait to have you back. So every single day I am dealing with professional recording artists, whether they are up and coming or headline acts. It's all done in a career-driven way. They are wanting to make something of themselves within the industry. But then there's something that really excites me, and that is people who just have a passion for music. And it is something that just burns within them, literally just for themselves or for those around them to share it with. So I was lucky enough to bring a part of J-Bay with me to Cape Town. And this dude, I just heard playing in the background at a gathering, and I just got closer to hearing him. I was pretty much just drawn towards him, actually. And I decided, even much to his resistance, to get him onto the show today, to just play something that's not necessarily a song that he would want to release or pursue a career in music, but he does it just for the love of music. So, for the first time, I would like to welcome Keane Hansen onto my show.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Keane, where did it start with you? Like, where's this passion for music coming? I mean, we met and you just had this guitar and you were just playing, like you're just jamming for yourself, for your mates. Where did it start with you?
Yeah, it kind of just stumbled upon me. I didn't really stumble upon it. When I was about the age of 11, or maybe 12 it was, my grandparents got my sister guitar because she always wanted to be a guitarist and a singer-songwriter. And so they bought her guitar and decided, well, why not get myself one as well? So that's what they did. And I was given this guitar that I had no idea on what the hell this thing was or like how to even play this thing. And that was my first sort of meeting with the guitar. And then I was sent to a couple lessons with a couple, Mandy and Brandon in Jeffreys Bay. They're also amazing artists. And Mandy taught me guitar for a while, and Brandon taught me a bit of drums. And I started getting into both. I actually, for some time, I actually enjoyed the drums more than the guitar. Because obviously, you come back from practice and your fingers are sore. And so you kind of get over it when you're not so good at it. Then I just kept going and I started to enjoy it. I learned the basics. And then my guitar teacher, Mandy, she actually had a daughter. So obviously being a full-time mom, she couldn't do lessons anymore, so I focused more on the drums and I put down the guitar. And I was doing a lot of drumming, and then, one day I just decided to pick this guitar up again and remembered all the previous lessons, and then decided to take it upon myself to teach myself off YouTube videos by just watching covers. And that's where it started, and it's here with me still today.
So, what I would love all the listeners to listen to is a song that you played that night that we met, and let them hear that music is within pretty much all of us, and it's a passion that you can ignite and just follow with it at your own time, at your own pace. And I'm very excited for this because you've got such a different vibe around you. It's so chilled, coming from J-Bay, surfer dude, very relaxed. And it's that typical thing of mates on a beach, one guy with a guitar singing to it and everyone joining in.
Yeah, that's I guess that was kind of like the lifestyle that it sort of fit into as well. Like, growing up on the beach, just surfing every day, being around a musical environment. And there's a lot of creative people. I'm sure you heard I heard the previous radio show with Carl Olivier, and he was just saying, it's such a creative and talented town of people.
Absolutely.
That you kind of just, you just grow into it. So, I had a couple of mates. I've actually got a couple of mates who are brilliant, like Steven Sawyer, Carl also.
He also mentioned him last week,
Yeah, I hope one day you could probably get him on the show
I
as well.
I definitely would love to. I've heard so much about him, so we'll definitely get him onto the show.
But and then I guess it just started with gigs. I did a couple of gigs at restaurants, and then I just thought to myself, it's not really for other people, really. My music, it's just for myself, and it fits with my lifestyle. So that's just how I enjoy it.
But you're not pursuing a career in music because you're actually a architect.
Yes.
So that's something that's so flipping cool, is that you've just got this passion that's just on the side, and there's no pressure to actually pursue it at all. It's just something that you love.
Yeah, I guess I've always been drawn to the artsy side of things. So architecture is one.
Definitely
and
fits
then
into
music
that.
and surfing as well, being a lifestyle. It's a lot of these lifestyle things that all fit together, which are great.
Absolutely. So what song are you going to sing for us?
I'll be playing a cover by Jack Johnson called Taylor. They say Taylor was a good girl, never want to be late, complain, express ideas in her brain. Walking on the night, you're passing up a ticket, so gonna have to pay her if you wanna park here. It's quite a position, and now she's only wishing that she would've listened to the words I said. Poor Taylor, and she just wanders around, unaffected by the winter winds here. And he'll pretend that she's somewhere else, so far and clear, about 2,000 miles from here. From here. See Peter Patrick, pitter patters on the window, a sunny silhouette won't let him in. And poor old Pete's got nothing, 'cause he's been falling. Somehow Sonny knows just where he's been. He thinks that singing on Sunday's gonna save his soul. But now that Saturday's gone, and sometimes he thinks that it's on his way. I could see that his brake lights are on, and he just wanders around, unaffected by the winter winds, yeah. He'll pretend that she's somewhere else, so far and clear, 2,000 miles from here. From here. Such a tough enchilada, fill up with not giving what you gotta give to get a dollar bill. It used to be a lumberjack, and times have been a ticking. Now she's finger licking to the man, put the money in his pocket, flying in his rocket. He only stops and bound his way to a better world. Yeah, if Taylor finds a better world, then Taylor's gonna run away. Twang at the end there.
Keane, that was absolutely unreal. Honestly, it's just got that whole J-Bay vibe, but also I can just imagine you sitting around with mates, campfire, everyone having a good time, maybe some whiskey in hand as well, and just listening to you. I mentioned off air that it was like just gravitating towards you. You've just got that entire vibe, your persona, your music, the way you play guitar. It's amazing.
Thank you very much. But yeah, I guess I've been playing it. It's quite funny, like when someone usually asks, like, or if there's a guitar going around, I'm not the first person to pick it up. I'm usually standoffish with it because, like I said earlier, I kind of just do it for myself. I've always said, but I've always been happy to play when a couple people pull out a guitar and they're like, hey, can you play us a song?
But it was just so unexpected though, because I had met you, never would have thought that this surfer dude who's an architect, cap backwards, Vans, just the entire chilled surfer vibe, could sing and play guitar the way you do. And it really did just take me by surprise, and that's exactly why I just wanted to feature you on my show today, much to your reluctance. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. I think it's definitely been a journey. But, just growing up with music, it also feeds a lot of different things. But I must say, you listening to Carl, and I definitely want to have Stephen definitely come. For sure. Come onto this. I'll introduce you to him. But I stand up the Titans from J-Bay. These guys are crazy talented. It's amazing to see all the other people that come out of Jeffreys Bay just from playing guitar, just like I did from growing up, and then actually doing something with it and making something with it. It's beautiful.
Well, I look forward to meeting Stephen and some of the other talent that comes out of J-Bay. And I'm also excited to see what happens with the show now and recording your performance, uploading it, which will be found on my show.
I'm definitely not going to watch or listen to it.
My show at Plugged In with Samantha de Bruin, you'll be able to find the live performance of Keane Hansen right there, so you can see the whole vibe that I've been speaking about. You'll also be able to find Keane on Instagram. His handle is The Keane Architect, and that is Keane spelled Keane. Go check him out to see the things that he gets up to and some of the architecture work as well. Well, it has now come to the end of yet another show of Plugged In. I pray that you all have a blessed weekend, keep safe, and know you are loved.